Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Organian's Puzzle Box. And in today's video, we'll be going through my latest project, a blueprint in Unreal Engine 5, where you can create a star and then pretty much collapse it into a black hole. So what I've effectively done is I have created a blueprint that uses an accretion disk of a black hole and also a star, which you can find in one of my tutorials. I will link in the description below on how to create that star if you'd like. So I'm using the accretion disk and this star to pretty much get formed from all of these gases colliding with each other, and you can also collapse this into a black hole. I have used all the stuff that I've learned from Ryan Smith, which is a creator on ArtStation. He's an incredible teacher, and he's got a tutorial on how you can create your own black hole in Unreal Engine by writing HLSL code. So if you're interested in doing that, please take a look at his content. I will link that in the description below, so please have a look. If you'd like to get this project, please feel free to go on my Patreon page, ArtStation, Gumroad, or as a YouTube member. But I would definitely recommend that you guys go on Creo Interactive, which is, again, it's in the link in the description below. You can pay $7 a month and get access to all the content across the Creo platform, and you can get all my projects as well. And pretty much with that kind of money, you could buy me a coffee any point. And you guys know how much I love coffee. So if you ever want to get on my good side, and if you want to ever join Discord and basically talk to me, then let's talk about a coffee as well. Now I want to go through a clear sort of project breakdown, so you guys can see what this is all about, and you know basically what you're getting. So I want to show you the core aspects of this particular blueprint. Also, what I would like to say is that if you are interested in learning how to put this together yourself, please consider joining Patreon or come on Discord, and we can have a conversation there about how some of this stuff is achieved and how to use it and so on. I just basically want to keep you guys in the loop on everything that's going on. Now, going forward, you guys know that I posted some videos a while back where I said I am giving away all my projects if you comment and like and subscribe to the channel on those videos. So I'll link those in the description below, so you can go and do that, because at basically the middle of this month I will release a new tutorial, and I will then pretty much announce the winner from one of those videos, and then at the end of the month I'll do it for the second video as well. So if you guys want to win, just feel free to go on those videos and comment and subscribe to the channel to have a chance at winning. So without any further delays, let's go into the project breakdown and let's have a look. We've got the project now open, the star formation project, and here we've got the blueprint. Now, one thing that I would definitely say, this is not exactly something that you'd want to use in gameplay. This is something that you're using for cinematics and so on. Now, with the blueprint selected, we've got a slew of options in here. Right now, our star is collapsed into a black hole, as you're most likely noticing. If I get close to it, the gravitational lensing will create all sorts of distortion effects as we're getting close to the center of the black hole. What we've got in here is we've got an option called collapse, and if I untick this, then we will get our star, right, which is right there in the center, and it's got this ring around it, and this ring is also spinning. So we've got loads of options in here what we can do with this. First of all, I am going to find my star colors, which are down here, and I'm going to reset the default values, because I feel like, obviously I want to show you guys the stars and I want you to see what that looks like. One thing that I'm also going to do is probably just decreasing some of these sort of values so that it's not as bright as we got it. The star doesn't necessarily release any sort of illumination of any kind. It's the ring itself. It has self-illumination that you're just going to have to sort of work with. Now, in terms of self-illumination, we can go in light intensity and we can actually increase that. We can decrease the light bias as well if we need to, and then we can start playing with the ring. Now, the ring can be expanded or obviously brought, or you can sort of decrease how far away it is from the center. You can see in here, we can do all sorts of things with the ring, and the ring is volumetric. So I am just going to like take it a bit away from the center, and I'm also going to look at these orbital bands and reset them to something else. Actually, I'm going to reset most of the options to just their default values, just so I can show you guys how some of this looks like. So here's an example of the ring. I've also got these stars that are really shining in there, so I'm gonna have a look at my star settings, which are down here. Actually, if I can find them, this blueprint has so many options. So you can see there, I can now decrease the sort of the star exposure. And now with that done, I can have a look at this ring, and I've got a option in here where it says star size, so I can increase the star or make it smaller. If I make it smaller, the gravity, the mass from the star is going to allow for this ring to be a bit, a bit more visible as well. So you can now see this all pretty much going into here, and I've got loads of options. Like if I reset the shadow options, I'll be able to see it a bit better of what's going on. And also the color of the disc can be changed, so maybe we can do something like that. It is a bit too light, so maybe we can reset that. This is like the normal sort of value for light, but we can have a look at increasing that maybe to a 5. And you can see the waves are sort of going towards the sun, but they'll never actually reach it, but they do spin around it. Now, if we go down below here, you can see it's volumetric, and we can increase the thickness of that or decrease it depending on what you guys are going for. There are so many options in here for you to play around with and get all sorts of different effects. Now, obviously, the rings are occluding the sun where they're the thickest, but where they're not, then the sun will obviously be seen through. You will be able to see through it. And at any point, you can go in here and you can collapse, but you can also animate that collapse as well if you'd like in the sequencer. Now, with when I press the collapse, the mass can now be used. So, for example, I could use a mass of 0.2. And then we've got like a small black hole in there. But then I've got this gravitational lensing, which obviously can increase or decrease that amount of lensing. We probably need to bring a bit more mass into it and then get a bit further away from it. So maybe something like that. Now again, I would recommend you playing around with the rings and maybe bring the outer radius down just so you're able to see that a bit more, and then play around with the gravitational lensing to decrease it a bit. But you've got your black hole right there in the center, right? And it's very bright because we've got all of these gases pretty much converging on the black hole. So it's very, I wouldn't say necessarily like in reality, but it is trying to sort of mimic some of that. And this scene is intensive in terms of if you're trying to film it with a program like OBS while you're working on it. So I would recommend you use the sequencer if you obviously want to render things out. But other than that, in my screen, on my viewport is running quite okay. I can actually have a look in here and activate the FPS. So I'm getting about 35 FPS. The scalability is like this. I mean, I didn't really seem to do anything, but I am using a resolution scale of 100%. So yeah. Now, in terms of here, we've got the settings for the skybox. The skybox is integrated with the rest of the blueprint, so you can change this. So all the textures are down here. You can actually change that. You can rotate the extra skybox that's being added in there as well if you'd like. And you're able to animate it. Then you've got all the star controls in here, like colors and brightness and all of that. But obviously you've got to have the star active to be able to do any of that. So, obviously decrease the collapse. Let's increase the star size. So this is a very massive star. And we can go in here and again, we can change, for example, the color. You see, that just pretty much has changed how the star looks like. We can do a 0.1 here. And now this is a very different looking kind of star. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the blueprint. I hope you guys really like this and you want to give it a go. There's loads of things to be done with it. I'm sure you guys will find some incredible ways of using this. And yeah, I'll leave you guys to keep creating. Please consider joining Discord and having a look, talking to me if you got any questions about this, and I will update it in the future with other features. And wherever you get it from, you'll be able to get the newest version from there with any updates that I will make. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will most likely be a tutorial.